This week's Michigan Lottery Excellence in Education winner is Spencer Vanderheide from Kenowa Hills High School. Spencer, we have a video from your nominator. Let's take a look.
I am filming this video today in regards to the Excellence in Education Award, in particular for my brother-in-law, Spencer Vanderheide. To me, he is just the definition of a great teacher who cares about his students and his school. In particular, I just want to go over just the new course that he created in his school in particular, just to show why this is such a great award for him. Basically, he created a course on topics that aren't explicitly taught in school, basically about vulnerability, mindfulness, sympathy, and empathy. And for his students to learn a little bit more about this, he was really concerned about the rate of depressions, suicide within the school system. So he created this curriculum. All elected students are now taking this class as an elective if they want to, and it's going well, as about 184 students have used their one elective credit to sign up for his class, which I just think is awesome. At the end of the day, he closes off every class with saying, "You are enough, you matter, you are worth it, you are known, and you are loved." And I just think that's something that students should hear more often, and that's why I think Spencer Vanderheide is a great nomination for this.
Spencer, I want to know more about this class that you created.
Yeah, so I've been in education for 9 years, and the Michigan Merit Curriculum says students must have this class, must have 4 years of this, 4 years of this, 4 years of this. But at the same time, I saw students' anxiety going through the roof, stress going through the roof, depression going through the roof. And the question was, what are schools going to do about it? And so if we weren't hearing, well, this is a required class now, I had to do something about it. I couldn't just sit back and watch students struggle and suffer without some sort of support in the school. So I created a new course that addresses all those things that aren't explicitly taught. It will come up organically in some courses, but there's not one course that specifically focuses on stuff like scarcity, that never enough feeling that we all have from childhood through adulthood.
You know, and suicide rates, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's been a big part of my life, into my profession, and just having a place to sit with cohorts and colleagues and say, oh, it's okay to not have it all together. It's okay to not have it figured out, has been helpful.
How do you do that? How do you create a course when you already have so much on your plate, and then you create this, and then you think, I'm sure, are people going to attend?
Yeah, so that was the hardest part, that first year of sign up. This will be worth it, I promise. This will be worth your time. But when it's paperwork and busy work, that's when it's work. But when you see the potential for it to make a difference, it's not work, then it's passion. You could spend hours and hours and hours staying up late, writing a curriculum, talking to the Board of Ed, District School Improvement, Superintendent to try and get everybody on board. You can do that all day if you're passionate enough about it.
This has really taken off. I understand, 184 students used their one elective credit for this. What are they saying about this to you?
They're saying it's life-changing. And it's hard to not hear that and be like, oh, look at the difference I'm making. But it's incredibly rewarding to see this isn't just going to change them in school or academically. Like, this will change their friend groups. This will change their families. This will change how they parent their kids better. So really, I'll only see them for this one semester, but ideally, it could be a trickle effect for years and years to come.
So talk to me a little bit about what goes into the class. How do you teach this? How do you teach empathy?
That's hard to teach empathy, but no matter what somebody's going through, someone has a similar experience. So sympathy would be, oh, I feel so bad for you. I don't know what that's like, but I feel bad for you. Empathy is something that we all can relate to in some way. And high school students aren't the most open. They're not going to walk around saying, here's my baggage, here's my mess, my everything I'm carrying, right? What we do naturally is we're on social media. Look how put together my life is. Look at this nice vacation I went on. Look at how big this house is. Look how athletic I am. Look who I'm dating. We do that, and unfortunately, high schoolers, with the amount of time they spend on social media, and I mean, I'm no better, the more we see those pictures of like, oh, my house isn't that big. Oh, I'm not that athletic. Oh, I'm not dating that person. Wow, that's a nice trip. If we tell ourselves that all day, every day, that can be toxic.
Yeah.
When in reality, that's not who people really are. They're not that happy as they look. And so we talk about comparison being the thief of joy. And when we compare, the inner critic gets louder than ever. So
I would think that other schools would want this.
That's the goal. That's the goal. I mean, for what it's done with Kenowa Hills High School, if every student in the United States had a higher emotional intelligence, to say it's okay to talk about this stuff. Like a 2-liter bottle of pop, right? You shake it, something bad happens, you shake it. And if you bottle and keep it in, all it takes is one final thing to blow up. But you let it out slowly, little by little, every day. How are we doing? Okay? Are we all right? You never have like the eruption of the 2-liter bottle of pop.
Spencer, why do you care so much?
I think growing up, I was shown a great example of it's this weird juxtaposition. Like it's not about you. It's not about you. But at the same time, like it's all about you. And so being able to see that, the hand of cards I was dealt, the caring parents and community, I've seen that, and then I've seen lives of some of my students that were dealt a different hand, but they deserve that love and care just as much. So,
and for you, after the course is through and that student comes back to you, what do you hope that they say? What do you hope they get out of it when they leave?
I want them to just know that they are enough. They don't have to prove, they don't have to be perfect. They are just enough. Doesn't matter what grade point average they have, doesn't matter what sports team they went or what college they went to, they are enough. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. That's all I want.
Have you had students say that to you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Makes it all worth it.
Well, thank you for what you do.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
Spencer receives a $1,500 check from the Michigan Lottery, and his class at Kenowa Hills High School receives a $500 grant. Excellence in Education Awards, sponsored by the Michigan Lottery, providing more than $26 billion to public education since 1972.